Okay, so let's start about discussing what is projectile. A projectile is any body that is given an initial velocity and then follows a path determined entirely by the effects of gravitational acceleration and the resistance. And the path followed by a projectile is called a trajectory. So a trajectory is like this dash curve in the presentation. Um, in the projectile, the acceleration along x is equals to 0 and the acceleration along y is same as the free fall, which is equals to negative g. So in this case, in the case of projectile, so this is a two-dimensional motion. So before we discuss about motion in the x-axis and motion and the free-falling motion, which are all one-dimensional. In the case of projectile, is the object is moving along the x and y axis. Um, by the way, so these equations are the following. So this equation is the equation for the projectile motion. Um, okay, so let's discuss it further using paint. Okay, wait. So we have this equation. Um, by the way, napalisumpa na ito galina. So we have this EX is equals to 0 and AY is equals to negative G. So, okay. So the X is the final position, V naught is the initial velocity, and the alpha sub zero is the angle of the projectile. So if this is the trajectory, and this is the projectile, so the projectile. So this guy over here, this is the alpha naught. The alpha naught. Dili kay dinot ang drawing no, so sabta lang kay medyo hiwi siya. Um, the T is the time. V naught is the initial velocity. The Vx is the velocity at any given time, at a certain given time along x, and the Vy is the velocity at a certain given time at the y-axis. So, okay, so notice that the acceleration along x is 0 as a consequences. The initial velocity v naught x is equal to Vx, which is equals to V naught cosine alpha naught, which means that the velocity along x in the case of projectile is not changing at all. The only velocity that is changing is the component of velocity along the y-axis. So, okay. So if you have this is the V, this is your V, and this is your Vx, and this is your Vy. So the only thing that is changing is this Vy because the acceleration along x is equal to 0, which means the initial velocity and the final velocity is the same. So in the case of the velocity along the y-axis, it is changing as time goes by because of the presence of this negative g. So always remember that if we say that the acceleration is 0, it implies that the velocity of the object or the particle is not changing at all. Okay, so to para masabtan ko ning maayo tanan, so let's take an example. And I think nako example direction. Yeah, so let's take this one. So ato aning i-print um open, okay, open screenshot. Okay, so let's take this one and also take this one. Okay, yeah, and So okay. Um, okay, so first example is a batter hits a baseball so that it leaves the bat at speed of v naught equals 37.0 meter per second at an angle of 53.1 degrees. So we have a given. So given. So the given here is we have this v naught is 37.0 meter per second. So an alpha naught is given to be 53.1 degrees. So the question is find the position of the ball and its velocity at t equals 2 seconds. So okay, so first problem. So first let's first copy the kinematics equation. So no. Okay, so let's first copy this kinematics equation. So let's copy this one and transfer it to our so okay. Okay, got this equation. So okay. So question number letter A is that letter A is that find the position at the so what is position. So remember we are dealing now with two-dimensional with 2D x and y. So if I tell you what is the position, you give me the coordinate x and y. Okay? So dili ni pareha sa katong projectile as no sa free fall o katong one-dimensional motion along x na kung mga kong position imong gihatag kay kato lang yung kuan velocity along ang position regard sa x or position mo sa y. So in this case, kay 2D man kung mga position, yung ihatag ang x axis o ang y axis. So what is the x coordinate and y coordinate? So in this case, find, so the question, let's write the question. So find x and y at t is equal to 2.00 seconds. Okay? So let's solve it. We have this equation, x equals, so first, let's first solve the initial velocity along y and along x. Okay, so I think wala na kopya nga part and I'll get it. Pausa na ako, so wala na kopya. So we have this equation also. Let's copy this one and let's paste it right here. Okay, paste. And yeah, this is it. Okay, so find the x coordinate and y at t equals 0. So first, we try to solve v naught x and v naught y. So pangitawon sa itong initial velocity along x o initial velocity along y. So the v naught x nato is actually equal siya sa 37, the v naught. Accordingly, this is just v naught cosine of alpha naught, which is actually equal to, which is v naught 37.0, and this is cosine of 53.1. Yeah. Okay, so this is just actually equal to, I don't know. So let me calculate, guys. So okay. Okay, so pila to? So we have cosine 53.1. So cosine 53.1. So multiply by 37.0. So that is 22.21. So the velocity along x is 22.21. So the unit is meters per second. Okay? So next, V naught Y. So this is equals to V naught sine alpha naught. And this is just equal to, so the V naught here is 37 sine 53.1. And this is just equal to, so we get this sine 53.1. So that is, okay, it's sine 53.1. Okay. So times
29.58, sir.
37, 29.58. So this is 29.58 meter per second. So muna yung initial velocity along x, and this is the initial velocity along y. Okay? So, okay, so, um, okay. So let's solve the y, and let's solve the x. So x is equals to v naught cosine alpha naught, but v naught cosine alpha naught is just v naught x, right? See, v naught x is equals to v naught cosine alpha naught. So, okay, so letter A. So atong ipadayon ang letter A dire. So x is equals to v naught cosine alpha naught multiply by, so that is multiply by t, no? From our projectile kining equation sa atong projectile. So from this equation, let's copy this one. So paste. So from this equation, you know that v na x is just equal to, okay, wala na kopya na. Okay. From this equation, we know that x is just equals to v naught cosine alpha naught multiplied by t. So multiply ito na siya by t. But we already solved the v naught cosine alpha naught. So from earlier, we know that v naught x is equals to v naught cosine alpha naught, which is 22.21. So this is 22.21 multiplied by the time, which is 2 seconds. So 2 seconds. So this is just equals to, I think this is 44.42 meters. Okay? So since this is two-dimensional and we are asked what is the position, so therefore, kung itaon po itong y, so y na to is, kinino, nasa x, so kinatay y. So y na to is equal siya sa v naught sine alpha naught. So v naught sine alpha naught is just equal to, this is just equals to v naught, okay, let me write this one. This is equals to v naught y. Okay? V naught y na siya, which is na-solve na to earlier. So v naught y na to is just equals to 29.58. So natin 29. So this is v naught y. T minus 1/2 g t square. Okay? So, and this is just equal to v naught y. Your v naught y is just 29 point, 0.58. So 29.58 multiply by t, which is 2 seconds. So minus g is 9.8, divide 2, this is 4.9. Multiply by 4, since 2 squared is 4. So this is just equals to, yeah, okay. This is just equals to 29.58 times 2 minus 4.9 times 4. Okay? So this is just 39.56 meter. So, therefore, kung ato na siyang i-drawing nato karon. So, kung mao ni siya ang imong x-axis, din mo na imong projectile, mo na ang trajectory nimo. Okay? So, after 2 seconds, na siya dire siguro, no? O kabalo ko, adya. Maybe dire. Okay, so, dili na ko mag-drawing ang tarong, but tungod kay wa po kabalo sa velocity. So, first, isa na ko drawing on, but rather, ito sa sulbo ng velocity niya. Para mahibuan na to kung nagnaog na ba siya or nagpasaka pa siya na. Okay? Kung makakuha tong velocity nga positive, which means at that certain moment, nagsaka paghapon ng bola. So, kung makakuha po ng velocity nga negative, pasabot nagnaog na siya. So, makaroon na to siya tanaw na. So, nanatay position, 44.42 o 39.56. So, let's check kung correct ba. Yeah, 44.4 and 39.46. So, ikaduha is kuha na to ang iyahang velocity. So, let's get the velocity at 2 seconds. So, ato sa ning kopyahon. This guy. Okay. Copy and paste it here. So, okay. So, letter A, gihapon no? Find the Vy. Find Vx and Vy at t equals 2.0 seconds. Okay? So, we got the equation. So, nato equation sa Vx. By the way, kasi Vx na to. Kasi Vx na to, ano eh. Ayan na ninyo solve. Pila Vx?
Katong 44.42, sir.
Vx, the velocity along x. So, remember nga, sa projectile, ang acceleration along x sa case sa projectile is equals to 0. So, pila ang Vx? Nakasolve naman tag initial. Pila ang Vx?
22.21, sir.
So, this is also 22.21. Nga namang wala siya nausab. Wala siya nausab kay, for the reason, kay nga acceleration along x is equal to 0. So, kung ang acceleration nimo kay 0, which it means that at any given moment, ang imong makuha nga velocity, same ra gihapon. Kung pila ang velocity sa sinugdanan, moray velocity hantod-hantod. Kung wala acceleration along diha ang coordinates. So in this case, ang ax is 0, so ang vx mula ko remains constant ang iyahang velocity. Okay? So what about vy? So vy nako is equal to v naught sine alpha. So this is just v naught y, right? V naught y. V naught sine alpha naught is just v naught y minus g nako is 9.8 multiply by the time, which is 2.0. So, but from earlier, we know that v naught y is equal to v naught y, asa to? So, v naught y is 29.58. So, v naught y is 29.58 minus, so pila man siya? Ito na kay 9.8 times 2.0. So this is just 19.6. Okay? 19.6 is equal siya sa pila man eh. So minus ko 29.58. So this is just positive 9.98. So this is positive 9.98 meter per second. So therefore, at this certain moment, after 2 seconds, ang imuhang nagisipa ang batter, ang bola sa baseball, nagsaka pa gihapon since ang nakuha na itong velocity is positive. So therefore, after 2 seconds, muna siya puro man niya. Pero nga ito, nakuha na ito siya projectile na kayo. So at 2 seconds, napa siya dire somewhere dire. Kaya akong ibutang pula. Napa siya somewhere dire. Which is, kung i-project nimo po doon sa x-axis, ang katas-on niya gikan dire, padulong dira, is actually kato nakuha na to sa x. Kailan nakuha na to sa x? Ang nakuha na to nga x is about, okay, 44.42 meters. So, muna siya. Okay, this is something drawing. 44, yeah, this is 44. 0.42 meters. And ang katas-on niya gikan diri taman dira ang height ani niya after 2 seconds is about pila ang nakuha na tungaway. Ang nakuha na tungaway is 39.56. So that is 39.56. Okay? So this is 39.56 meters. Okay? So after 2 seconds ang bula na adire. Narito ang bula. Na adire o kining siya na adire kining itong akong gi-emphasize. Ang katas-on ana gikan sa sinugdanan is 39.56 meter. So ang katas-on nga nadagan niya along x is 44.47 meters. Okay? So question guys. May pangutanas wala pa question line nato na sa question. So ang giingon pa isa is magnitude and direction, no? So pangitawon natong magnitude sa velocity vector. Ang magnitude sa velocity vector after 2 seconds. Okay? So ang giingon kay velocity magnitude. So what we do para makuha natong magnitude sa velocity vector, kung mao ni ang velocity vector, ang magnitude ani is kana, and this is just equal siya sa square root siya sa this is 22.21 square plus 9.98 square. Okay? So, and this is equal to, so muna siya ang magnitude sa velocity after 2 seconds. And this is equal to 9.98 square. So, plus 22.21 square. And, so square root of 592.9. 592.9, and this is equals to 24.35. So 24.35 meters per second. So muna ang magnitude sa imong velocity. 24.35 meter per second after 2 seconds. So what about the direction? Okay? So what pala tanong human dapat the direction? So the direction of the theta of Vy, ang theta sa Vy is just equals tangent inverse of the Vy. Okay, this is wrong. Tangent, ako lang ng V ha. Vy over Vx. So, by the way, ang imong Vy, imong Vx is equal to, so ato sang kopyahon si Vx, ang Vx nato is actually equal to kuan. Vx dito. Vx is 22.21. So, ang akong Vy na ako is equal to 9.98. By the way, unsa nga quadrant sa imong coordinate 9.90 grado? 9.90 9.98 yala. Ito po sa. By the way, unsa nga quadrant sa imong Cartesian coordinate system, kung ano yung Cartesian, na puro positive ang x ug y? Unsa nga coordinate? Unsa nga quadrant, I mean? Unsa nga quadrant? Guys, unsa nga quadrant positive ang x ug y?
1 og 4, sir.
Ang x ug y, both x and y. Pareho sila positive ang x ug y. Ang fourth quadrant, ang positive niya kay ang x. Pero ang y niya is negative. Right? Right? Muna ang first, di ba? Muna ang first, muna ang second, muna ang third, muna ang fourth. So, ang fourth quadrant, yung x positive. But yung y is negative. So, kung asa man siya, asa manggaling ni siya ng vx ug by, nani siya sa asa quadrant? Nani sa first. So, and akong tanawon, so 9.98 divided by, so this is 9.98
1.
divided by 22.21, and this is just equals to, so let's calculate it using this calculator. There also function tangent arc of main 9.98. Oh no. 9.98 divided by 22.21. Right, 22.21. 22.21. So this is 24.2 degrees. So which means that this is equals to 22.2 degrees. So kung mauni siya ang imong kuan, so this is it. Kung mauni siya, muna siya imong V. And this theta over here, this is 22.21 degrees. So the direction is, the direction niya is actually 22.2 degrees, and this is saman north of, this is north of east, right? Okay. So, yeah, nansira na itong letter A. Ang wala na ito nansiran is ang, dapat wala nansira, no? So, next is, find the time when the ball reaches the highest point. Okay. Unsa na ko nga oras na abot sa bola ang highest point? Guys, pila velocity sa abot, pag-abot sa highest point? Pinakataas niya nga maabot nga kuan, height. Pila ang velocity sa imuhang baseball?
24.35, sir.
Velocity niya kanang, I mean, what I mean is, ang velocity niya along Y. Ano na lang? Ang velocity niya along Y. 0.
0.
Yeah. So, ngani siya, no? Ang hitabo yung ani. Nakay-trajectory. Muna yung trajectory. Naana na siya diha. Mo siya. Una dire, nakabantay mo ganina nga at t equals 0, at t equals 2 seconds. 2 seconds, ang iyang Vy is positive, di ba? Di ba positive ang value? At t equals 2 seconds. Okay? So, muna ang t equals 2 seconds. Nisaka siya, nagkasaka. Pero, while nagsaka siya, unsa gini initial velocity along y? Filang binatway gani? Na-solve na to. Binatway is equal to. Itong pinakauna gid, binatway na to. Itong binat sin alpha nat. Pila man itong binatway na to gani? Pila to?
29.58.
So, 29.58.
29.58.
29.58, right? Meter per second. Mauna yung imong binatway. But tungod kay ang imong G, remember that G is, no. Okay, I'm wrong. Remember that AY nimo is equals to negative G. Nagdagan ang bola pasaka, pero ang imong G pa downward. So, ang hitabo, nagkagamay ang velocity sa imuhang bat, sa imuhang baseball. Nagsugod siya sa initial velocity nga 29.58. But tungod kay ang iyang acceleration is negative man. After 2 seconds, ang nakuha na lang nimo nga Vy is 9.91 I think. Nakalimot ko sa 9 pila to 9. Pila na lang to?
9.98, sir.
9.98 meter per second. At pila to? T equals 2 seconds, di ba? So after equals T equals 2 seconds, ang imong initial velocity 29.58, dako pa siya. Matungod kay ang imong G kay opposite direction, nagkahinay. Hantod sa niabot siya after 2 seconds, niabot siya 9.98. Question, pag abot sa highest point, sa pinakataas ginya, pinakatuktok na maabot, pinakatuktok ang velocity niya dira, Vy, is equals to, pila dito? Sa pinakatuktok, o siya munaog, pila yung velocity along Y? Di ba 0? Hulong gid siya sa pinakababaw. Then munaog na siya balik. Okay? So ang question karon is unsa ang height? Height is position. So the question is pila ang Y? pila ang y. At that time, nga ang iyang velocity nag-equal to 0. Okay? So, okay, at nasulbon. So, ako sa ning ikat. And, okay. So, yeah, we get this y. V naught yt minus 1/2 gt square. Okay? So, guys, isa ra equation nga y. But unfortunately, wala man ta kabalo sa oras. Mora ba ng equation of vy. Yeah. So, guys, question, pila ang time nga niabot siya sa pinakataas? The answer is, wata kabalo unsa ng orasa. Wata kabalo unsa ang oras nga niabot siya sa pinakatuktok diri sa pinakataas, wata kabalo. So therefore, mugamit sa taning fourth equation. Gamiton na tong fourth equation. Ang fourth equation says nga ang vy doon ako is equals to v naught y minus gt. So karon pangitaon na to kung unsa ang t when vy is equals to 0. So vy equals 0 suggests that the ball is in the highest point. So vy nako, this is equals to 0. Ang v naught y nako is 29 point. Pila kita v naught y? 29 point. Kalimot siguro. 29.58, yeah. 29.58 is equals to gt. So it implies that, this implies that ang akong time is equal to 29.58 divided by 9.8. So, and this is equal to, okay. So 29.58 divided by 9.8. And this is equals to 3.02. So this is 3.02 seconds. So after 3.02 seconds, naabot ang bula sa pinakatuktok. Mao ni siya nga point where ang vy nako is nag-equal to 0. Okay? Question? Nami pangunta na guys. So, masolve na tong y. Okay? So, ang y din nato is actually equal siya sa bilang v naught y, 29.58. So, pila ang oras nga nag-0 yung vy? That is about 3.02. So, so minus 1/2 times g, so that is 4.9, diba? So this is 1/2 times 9.8 multiply by 3.02 square. So pila man eh? Pila man siya? So okay, let's solve it. So nakay 29.58 times 3.02, 89.3 minus 3.02 square times 9.8 divided by 2. So this is equals to 44.69. 44.69, and this is equal to, okay, so this is equals to 89.3 minus 44.69, and this is equals to 44.61. So this is 44.6 na lang, and this is meters. Okay? Okay? Question? May pangunta na? Guys, any question? Hello? May pangunta na? So, okay. I assume na wala. So, okay. Next question is, find the horizontal range R. So, what do you mean by horizontal range R? So the horizontal range R is mo siya ang pinakataas nga x nga iyang tugpahan. So unsa pasabot ana ingani siya. So di ba mo ni siya ang nakaingana, then ang trajectory, the way ng trajectory. Di ba? So ang range R nimo is gikan dito sa imong initial taman dire. Unsa ni kataas? So pila ang x? Pila ang question is pila ang x which is equals to v naught xt, right? But the question is kabalo ba ta sa t? Kabalo ba ta sa t? Kabalo ba ta sa t at the time nga niabot ang bola diri sa kwan ground? Wa man ta kabalo, di ba? Right? Guys, di ba wala man ta kabalo sa time kung unsang orasan naabot ang bola diri? So wa ta kabalo ana. So question is unsaon na siya pag solve? So nata equation nga y from before ito sa atong kinematics. Nata equation nga y is equals to v naught yt minus 1/2 gt squared, right? But the question is, sulbo na to ang y. So, sulbo na to ang t. But pila man ang y? So, atong pangita karon is, pila ang time, pila ning t, such that ang akong bola niabot siya sa y equals 0. Muna question. Pila ang imong t at that time nga niabot? So, this is y equals 0, di ba? Muna ang y equals 0. So, pila ang time nga ang imong y nag-equal to 0? So, this is 0. Is equal sa bilang binat y, that is 29.58, I think. So, the t here is, wata kabalong sa nga t. So, this is minus 9.8 divided to, this is 4.9. T squared. Okay, so natin quadratic equation. So, natin quadratic equation ng 4.9 t squared minus 29.58t is equal to 0. So, kung ako ipagawas ang t, makakuha ko og 4.90. Ipagawas akong 4.90. Kung ang 4.90 is akong ipagawas, makakuha ko og t minus 29.58 divided by 4.9 is equal to 0. Right? So, t nimo is equal to 0. So, of course, nakikuha nga t equals 0 because at the time nga, muna siya ang time nga ang bola na pa direct t equals 0. That is also y equals 0. Ang ikaduha, muna siya nga time nga ang bola na abot na direct sa kining nga point. So, this is t is equals to 29.58 divided by 4.9. Okay? And this is equal to 29.58 divided by 4.9. So this is 6.04 seconds. So after 6.04 seconds, so if this is t equals 0, kining nga pa ang bola dire. After 6.04 seconds, naabot na ang bola dire. So ang bola karon is na dire sa blue. After 6.04 seconds, ibalik na siya sa ground. Ang question is unsa kataas ning r? So the r is equals to x is equals to r, and this is equals to v naught x, which is 22 point, I don't remember. So v naught x is 22.21. And unsa galing nga time? Iniabot siya sa ground, this is 6.04. And this is now equal to 22.21 times 6.04. No, I'm wrong. 04. This is 134.15. 134.15 meters. So Ang katas-on gikan direct padulong dira, this is equals to 134.15 meters. Okay? Any question? Ay, pakuta na? Hello? May question, guys? Hello? May question? Hello? May pakuta na ato so far? Um, okay. So, I assume nga wala man tingog. So, I assume nga wala mo pangutana. So, let's have a quiz next meeting. So, start from sige, itong sugod. So, one-dimensional motion, padulong sunod sa free fall, hantod sa projectile. So, mag-quiz na next meeting. Okay, so um okay, so I think kumana ang direct tama no. So, yeah. Guys, mag-quiz na next meeting ha. Sa atong second quiz na ta next
Okay,
meeting.
sir.
So, kung kami pumunta na ito.
Okay, sir.
Okay? So, ako lang isa na video sa yung group chat. Okay? So, bye-bye.
Okay, sir. Thank you, sir.
Bye, sir.
Bye, sir. Thank you.